Hello, mathematicians. Welcome to math class with me, Miss Taylor. It's nice to see you again. All right, so we are going to see if we're ready for math class. We have our fact practice packet. There's mine. Textbook, workbook, paper, pencil. If you do not have these things, pause the video, go and get your stuff, and meet me back here. All right. Today, we are going to work on page 3 in our new fact practice packet. So right here, page 3. And I wrote the date at the top. It's 11-6. It's November 6th. And we are going to do a little bit of practice with place value. So here we have 828. And the 8 is underlined. And we know that that 8 is in the hundreds place. So that stands for 800. For number 2, that 6 is in the ones place, so that stands for 6. This one, that 7 is in our hundreds place, that means 700. So go ahead and finish your fact practice. I bet you could time yourself and get this done pretty quickly. Ooh, Miss Taylor should start timing herself again. Yeah, okay, maybe next time we'll try. So if you would like to finish your fact practice, you could pause the video right now. Pause, finish your fact practice, and then meet me right back here. All right. So second graders, you have been working really hard at subtracting with renaming. Well, today we are going to do one more subtracting with renaming, and this time we're going to subtract across. We have 2 zeros here. So it is called renaming from hundreds. So when we have like 300 and we're subtracting something, or 400 and we're going to subtract something, or 900, something like that. Because it can be a little tricky when we have 2 zeros. So let's take a look at what that would be like. So here we have 300 minus 28. So I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to zoom back out because I want to show you what this looks like doing it the vertical algorithm way and what it looks like on our place value here. So we have 300 minus 28. And of course we always start in the ones place. And we always start at the top. More on the top, no need to stop. More on the floor, we've got to go next door and get some more. Uh-oh. But there's not anything in the tens place. So if we have 0, we can't take anything from 0. So we have to go to the next neighbor. It's almost like, well, there's none here. We have to go next door and get some more. But this neighbor's not home. Hello. So we have to go over here to this neighbor. And we have to rename one of these hundreds as 10 tens. Okay. But, well, let's pause here. Do we still have 200? I'm sorry. Do we still have 300, I should say? Because now we have 200 and 10 tens. 200 and 10 tens. And I know 10 tens is the same as 100. So 200, this means 200, plus 100, yeah, we still have 300. But if you look at our problem here, can I subtract in the ones place? No, I still can't do it. So what do you think we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to rename again. So we still can't subtract in the ones place. So we have to rename this again. I'm going to take one of my tens. So I'm going to make this a 9 because I'm moving one of the tens over here to the ones place. Now I can do 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 tens minus 2 tens is 7 tens. And 2 hundreds minus nothing is 2 hundreds. Now in our textbook, you'll notice that they kind of skip over this step of first making this a 10 and then making it a 9. So if you see there here in our textbook, they're showing us this is kind of a shortcut. And if this makes sense to you, then you can definitely use this shortcut. But if it doesn't make sense, I would encourage you to first cross this off and make it a 10, and then make it into a 9. But if this makes sense to you, you can also do it this way. So here, instead of renaming it like I did, like I first made this a 10, and then I renamed it again, you can just go ahead and rename it like this. So they're saying, well, 300, we can't do 0 minus 8, so we have to rename, but we have to go way over here. And they're making the 300 into 2 hundreds, 9 tens, and 10 ones. Now, is that still 300? Well, let's see. They have 200, oops, 200, 9 tens, plus 10 ones. Oh yeah, look at that. So we still have 300. So they are just renaming this in a different way. But again, I would encourage you to take it one step at a time. Let's try another. I know when I was first learning this, it was confusing. But if we really stop and do it one step at a time, it makes a little more sense. So let's go ahead and try. This is another one from page 54. So we have 400 minus 38. If you want to put a 0 there, you definitely could do that. All right. Now, we always start in the ones place, and we always start at the top. If I have 0, can I take away 8? Nope. So I'm going to go next door and get some more. Uh-oh, this neighbor's not home. Let's go next door to the hundreds place. Now I'm going to rename this just like we normally do. This becomes a 3 and this becomes a 10. So remember, it's kind of like we're taking one of these 100s and we're renaming it as 10 tens. Because we know that 10 tens is the same as 100. Now what I like to do is stop here and check, wait, do I still have 400? Well, this is 300. 10 tens is 100. So yeah, I still have 400. But even though I've renamed, I still can't subtract in the ones place. So I have to rename again. So I'm going to cross off this 10 and make it a 9 because I am taking one of those 10s and moving it over here. So this becomes a 10, but it would be 10 ones, right? Be like these guys there. Okay. Now I can rename in the ones place, but let's pause for a minute and let's check again. Do we still have 400? Well, let's see. This is 300. This 9 means 90, and this 10 means 10. So we have 390 plus 10. 390 plus 10. Oh, look at that. It is 400. Yeah. So we still have 400. So we're not changing the actual number that we're subtracting from. We're just renaming it. So instead of calling it 400, we're calling it 300s, 9 tens, and 10 ones. Now, like I said, if it makes sense for you to kind of do the shortcut way, you can also do that. Let me show you what that would look like. So sort of the little shortcut way would be to say, well, 0 minus 8, can't do it. So I'm going to go next door. Oh, there's nothing there. So when there's two zeros like this, what I can do is I can make this a 3. And this is, again, the shortcut way. If it makes sense for you, you can do this. I'm going to make this a 9 and this a 10. Because then I know I'm renaming this to be 300, 300, 90, and 10. Because 390 plus 10 makes 400. So if we do it this way, then, well, let's see. Can we finish the problem? 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 tens minus 3 tens is 6 tens. And 3 hundredths minus 0 is 3 hundredths. And then we can check it. 2 plus 8 makes 10. 6 plus 3 makes 9. 3 plus 0 makes 3. So there we go. If we wanted to really check it and be very thorough, we could even take these two parts and see if they add up to the whole. Because remember, we subtract, we start with the whole number, take away one part, and our answer is the other part. So if we wanted to be really careful and check our answers, what we can do is we can take these two parts and add these two parts together to see if they make the whole number. So let's check. Whoops, let me put that guy over there. Okay, 2 plus 8 is 10. 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 3 is 10 again. And 3 plus 1 is 4. Did we get the whole number that we started with? Yes. So that is kind of a way for us to check. All right, so second graders, that is a lot of renaming. Look at all that. I hope that you can take things one step at a time, use your fortitude, use your prudence, really think about why we're doing what we're doing. And your homework for today is, let's see, it is pages 63 and 64. Okay, so maybe it would be prudent for us to quickly look at page 63 in our textbooks. Now, they've done the first one for us, but something they forgot to do is to show their renaming. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe our workbook forgot to show their renaming. Can you believe it, scholars? I cannot believe it. 6 minus 8 is not 8, so we've had to do some renaming here, haven't we? So we need to help this workbook. All right, so we've got to go next door. Oh, there's nothing there. Let's go next door again to the hundreds place. And we can do that. Now, do we still have 306? Let's see, 200. 10 tens is 100. So this is 306. So yes, we still have 306. But we still can't subtract in the ones place. So we have to rename again. And the reason this becomes a 16 is because there was already 6 here. So this is kind of a trickier one. So 16 minus 8 is 8. 9 tens minus 3 tens is 6 tens. And then 2 hundredths minus nothing is 2 hundredths. Okay. Now, it would be a good idea for you to check your work down at the bottom. Let's see, 2, oh, I see it. So that means we are on the right track. Now, if you want to do the shortcut way, if this kind of makes sense to you, you definitely can. Or you can do it the way that I showed you. First, you make this a 10, and then we look in the ones place and we say, oh, I still can't do it. But if it makes sense for you, when you have two zeros like this, and you can't subtract, 0 minus 2, can't do it, and there's nothing here, what you can do is make this a 2, this becomes a 9, and this becomes a 10. And if that little shortcut way makes sense for you, you could definitely do that. And again, the reason that this makes sense is because 300 is the same as 200, right? There's 200 plus 90, because this 9 means 90, plus 10. 290 plus 10 equals 300. So again, we're not really changing this number, we're just calling it something different. We're calling it 200 plus 90 plus 10. And then we can go ahead and work our computation. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 tens minus 6 tens is 3 tens. And then 2 hundredths minus 100 is 100. Then we can check down below, see if we are, again, still on the right track. There it is. Okay, so homework for today, pages 63 and 64. And before we go let me just quickly show you what your unit bar is going to look like for this one. And that way, when you go ahead and get started, you're going to write your who and your what. Goes over here. Put my apostrophe S. Mrs. Smith's cookies and muffins. Ooh, let's see. Oh, but this one we're trying to find out how many muffins. So I guess it would be Mrs. Smith's muffins. Okay, I'm going to quickly write Mrs. Smith's muffins. And then when we are making our unit bar, fancy name for a rectangle, let me show you what that's going to look like. We know that she made, let's see, she made 700. That's our whole number. We know some of them were cookies. It's making me hungry. And then we want to find out, here's our missing part, is how many muffins there were. If you wanted to do a little labeling, you could do that. And then when you do your computation, 700, that's our whole number, minus one of the parts. And our answer will be that missing part. All right, so I will let you go ahead and continue. Have a fabulous day, scholars, and I will see you again soon. Bye.